Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me once again, JV, coming to you live from the Bay Area on this Tuesday, May the 2nd, 2023. And I am coming to you to discuss another edition of where will the Oakland Athletics play in the foreseeable future? Will it be in Oakland? Will it be in Las Vegas? Will it be somewhere else on planet Earth? We shall see as the months transpire. But anyway, one of the things that a lot of people that are discussing the A's move are failing to mention is the fact that both the Raiders and the San Francisco Giants really have a lot to do with the current situation with the A's, for obvious reasons. First of all, the Raiders, who came back from Los Angeles in the mid-90s as they were trying to leave the LA Coliseum because it was a dilapidated stadium, it was outdated, and Al Davis wanted to sell PSLs, so he was looking to bail out of Los Angeles, decided that he wanted to come back to Northern California. And I don't know if you guys know this. At the time, I was living down in Ventura County, so I was very close to the LA market, and I was hearing the constant news updates on the local television networks or channels that were discussing the Raider possible move out of Los Angeles. Well, they were on the verge of going to Sacramento. There was already a done deal. They were going to be playing in the Sacramento area because at the time, Sacramento was seen as an emerging market that was going to be able to sustain an NFL team. Well, before that move was materialized, the city of Oakland, led by Ignacio de la Fuente, who I believe at the time was an Oakland City Council for the district of the Fruitvale area, he actually spearheaded an attempt to lure the Raiders back to Oakland after the Raiders left in the early 80s. And Ignacio de la Fuente basically brokered a deal, or he was one of the main characters in spearheading the effort. And he basically brought the Raiders back to Oakland. Ignacio de la Fuente basically pulled down his pants, and he basically bent over for Al Davis, and the rest is history. They completely gutted the Oakland Coliseum, which was obviously a baseball-only ballpark at the time, and they built that monstrosity called Mount Davis, and completely changed the complexion of the Coliseum, and it became obviously a football stadium. And the Raiders really, thanks to the corrupt politicians in Oakland, destroyed any possibility of the A's staying at the Coliseum long term. So you got to blame the Raiders for the demise of the A's. You also got to blame, obviously, the San Francisco Giants for being the ungrateful bastards and greedy bastards that they are, for not returning the favor to the A's that the ownership under Walter Haas gave them in the early 90s, when the Giants were on the verge of moving to St. Petersburg, Florida. And out of a tremendous kind gesture in the part of Walter Haas to save the Giants from leaving the Bay Area, he basically relinquished these territorial rights in the South Bay that the A's had in order for the Giants to stay. And of course, the rest is history. And when the A's 20 years later wanted to move to San Jose, the Giants basically flipped them the bird and told them, no, we're not going to allow you to move to San Jose, even though there's no baseball stadium down there, even though we have absolutely no plans on going anytime soon to San Jose to build a stadium there. They still went ahead, along with the complacency of Major League Baseball, and blocked the move that Lou Wolf and the A's wanted to make at the behest of John Fisher, I'm pretty sure. And the deal was dead on arrival. So the Giants have a lot to do with it. The Raiders have a lot of culpability here. And you also got to blame the A's ownership group, obviously, because when the Raiders moved to Oakland in the mid-90s, at the time, Steve Schott and Ken Hoffman were the co-owners of the A's. And at the time, I think they should have immediately planned a move out of the Coliseum and into another baseball-only ballpark. I think they absolutely dropped the ball, no pun intended, on immediately expediting the possibility of moving out of the Coliseum, because the Coliseum had become a football stadium. And they didn't do that. They didn't envision the long-term good health of the organization by seeking a new stadium. And so they didn't do anything. It was until the early 2000s when the governor of Oakland, or the mayor of Oakland at the time, Jerry Brown, who later became the governor of California, wanted absolutely nothing to do with professional sports. He couldn't care less about sports, and killed the possibility of the A's moving into downtown Oakland. I believe the location was going to be east of City Center, and instead the city of Oakland developed a bunch of housing there, low-income housing, I don't even know, but they built something else, and the A's were never able to build a new ballpark there in the downtown area. And that would have been, I think, as good of a location for the A's to build a stadium in Oakland as there was any other place. I think that would have been the prime location, but unfortunately, once again, the Oakland politicians, first it was Ignacio de la Fuente, and then it was Jerry Brown, who basically backstabbed the A's and made their lives more miserable, and ultimately put the health of the franchise at peril for not allowing the A's to build a new stadium. So there's a lot of blame to go around. There's many culprits here. Major League Baseball has been trying desperately to move the A's out of the Bay Area. Everybody knows that. The Oakland politicians have been absolutely atrocious. They've been a joke. Every single mayor, really, since Jerry Brown, has not done anything to help out the A's. And then, of course, the Raiders and the Warriors get a new home in the city of Oakland. And you got to blame, like I mentioned, the Raiders and the Giants for indirectly blocking the A's any possibility of building a stadium. So there's a lot of blame to go around. Everybody right now is pissed off at John Fisher, and rightfully so. Dave Cobble, same thing. They've been actively trying to move the A's out of Oakland. They haven't really put a lot of effort until the last 6 years in really trying to stay in Oakland. And they wasted a lot of time flirting with San Jose, flirting with Fremont. And instead of doing that, they should have really put their efforts into trying to get a new ballpark in Oakland. And that's why we are in the situation that we're in right now, not knowing really where the A's are going to play, even though they've said that their attention has completely shifted away from Oakland and now they're looking to move to Las Vegas. Well, again, the A's in the last decade tried to move to Fremont, tried to move San Jose. Lou Wolf, who was a managing partner at the time, said they're done with Oakland. They don't want anything to do with Oakland. Invested all of their energy in trying to move to the South Bay, and it failed. So we really don't know what's going to happen. But one thing I really have been reading on social media, and I'm very pleased to see, is the baseball fans, not just the A's fans, but the baseball fans coming together, uniting, and trying to really put out the word and show their vehement disagreement with how Major League Baseball and the A's current ownership group are handling the situation, trying to rip the franchise out of the Bay Area. And I find a lot of solace in that, because if it's happening to the A's right now, and remember, there's a $2 billion relocation fee that the league is essentially waiving for the A's. If the A's are successful in moving to Southern Nevada, who's to say that in the foreseeable future, another baseball franchise that is not content or not happy with their current ballpark, who's to say that they're not going to be trying to move somewhere else, and they're going to point the finger at Major League Baseball and say, you know what, since you guys went ahead and waived the $2 billion relocation fee for the A's, then we want the equal amount of treatment. You shouldn't be charging us any relocation fee as well, so we're going to be moving to another market. So I think it's great that Major League Baseball fans across the country that are following this story are getting behind and showing their repudiation toward the league, toward the A's ownership group. And I hope that this deal to Las Vegas backfired spectacularly, and that Fisher and Cavill are forced to sell the team. And I hope that Rob Manfred gets fired. I hope that he's removed as the commissioner of baseball. And I hope the Giants failed miserably as an organization as well. I hope that global warming comes back to bite them in the ass in the next couple of decades for being the ungrateful bastards that they were and not showing any sportsmanship toward the A's. But anyway, just wanted to discuss this ongoing situation with the A's, and I'll leave it at that because my video is already pretty long. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.